also the #1 ranked team in college basketball. You know them, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They welcome in the Lumberjacks of Northern Arizona. They're out of the Big Sky. The Zags are good, averaging better than 95 points a game. Great to see everyone again. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Richard Fox. Guys, could this season have gotten off to a better start? 7-0, and wow, can they score it.
It really couldn't have gotten off to any better start, and there's been stops and starts and rescheduling of games due to COVID. But the impressive thing for the #1 Bulldogs is the first team ever in their first 7 games to beat 4 top 20 opponents. It's been pretty impressive because they will play anybody, any place, anytime, anywhere.
Look, every year it seems we say this might be the best at this, that, or the other. This is, in fact, I think the best team Gonzaga's ever put together. You see that offensively, and they're getting better defensively as well.
And this guy breathing easier today because Corey Kispert was on the cusp of owning that single-season record for threes in a game. He hit 9 the other night, tying him and Kevin Pangos. Breathing easier, huh, Dan?
Oh, maybe a little bit easier, but you've got to give him a ton of credit because Corey Kispert has started off his senior season the way you would love to see it for such a senior leader, somebody who's grown over the course of his career. A career tying 32 points the other day against Virginia, including those 9 triples that you had mentioned a second ago, Greg. He's been tremendous this season.
32 points for Kispert and Richard Fox. Drew Timme was just as good. The stash now with national acclaim.
You think if I grow one out, I can make that work?
I hope so.
Probably not, no. But Drew Timme, outside of Luka Garza, who's a better low block scorer in the country? Who's a more impactful post player in the country? I dare say nobody. Drew Timme has proven to be one of the best post players in the country. 29 points against a very stout Cavalier team. Got some home cooking, parents in the stands. He played inspired basketball. 9 of 15 from the field, 8 rebounds, 3 of those offensive. And what I love is the fact he's getting to the line, 11 of 13 from the free throw line. Putting on a clinic inside to start this year is Drew Timme.
Kispert and Timme have been unstoppable, both on their way to All-American seasons. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, starting lineup tip-off when we come back. It is the Lumberjacks on the road to take on #1 Gonzaga. Gonzaga Hoops is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. The clock never winds down at Northern Quest with 24/7 gaming, great restaurants and lounges, movie theaters, luxury rooms, and more. Details at northernquest.com. And welcome back to beautiful Spokane, Washington. Game number 8 now on the schedule for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Numerica Credit Union. And we begin with the Zags, and somebody missing right away from the lineup is Jalen Suggs. Being held out tonight, an undisclosed right leg injury. We're told it's not serious, so we'll wait and see. Andrew Nembhard plugs into the starting lineup. Cameron Shelton, we talked about him in the open. Also his birthday number 21. So happy birthday to Cam Shelton. Good luck tonight. There's their head coach, Shane Burkar, in his second season with Northern Arizona, a longtime high school coach out of the Mesa, Arizona area, and now he finds himself in the Big Sky as a head coach. There's Cameron Shelton, guys, 19.7 points a game, score it from all over the floor.
He's tremendous at putting the ball on the deck and really putting a lot of pressure getting to the rim.
And there is head coach Mark Few, 22 years now, and this trying in a way that he's never experienced this year. He's got a great team, maybe his greatest, but just keeping a schedule together has been a struggle.
Yeah, but I think he set the tone from the top, which is, hey, we're going to figure this out as we go through the year. We're not going to react. We're going to be proactive. We're going to find a way to get the games in that we need to play.
And we are underway between Gonzaga and Northern Arizona. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Richard Fox, Andrew Nembhard with the basketball. Here's Ayayi. First jump shot good. Joel from deep.
We had talked about that in our pregame meetings. Is when was Joel going to get untracked from beyond the arc? First possession.
Yeah, 3 of 18 for the year. Much better shooter than that. 34% last year from behind the arc. You figure at some point he'll get going.
This is Shelton with the basketball, gave it up, and Anton Watson took it away. Gonzaga with another opportunity. Ayayi fakes the three, the drive, scoop off the glass is good. 5-0 start, all by Ayayi.
A quick timeout here from Northern Arizona. Ayayi right out of the gates looking to get his offense, and you see the knock down the three, how that can open up that dribble drive. And here we see come around a little kind of dribble handoff, soft screen from Timmy. Nobody steps up, knocks down the comfortable three, and here off the ball fake, the tough finish under the rim. Good start here for Joel.
Really good start. Here's tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
Look, this is a Northern Arizona team that really struggles to score. They particularly struggle to score from the three-point line. 26% do a much better job attacking the rim, around the rim. If you're GU, give up the three-point shot, dribble, defend the bounce.
And put the Cam in focus. You mentioned it's his birthday, Cameron Shelton. He's been tremendous over the last 3 games, averaging 24 per. You've got to make him work on the defensive end of the floor and frustrate him offensively.
And Coach Burkhardt talked earlier today in our meeting about what an opportunity it is for his young Lumberjacks team to play a #1 ranked team in the country. We'll wait and see if he feels the same way when the game is over, but it is an opportunity for a real competitor.
Well, second season as the head coach. Last year he was the interim. He likes what they're trying to build in Flagstaff. Obviously there's a long ways to go, but he likes the foundational pieces that are being put together.
Jackson Larson with the miss, and Gonzaga back on offense. Nemhard lob to Watson, nice catch, and got it back to Nemhard. Andrew, free throw line jumper, good.
Wow. He is another guy that struggled shooting the ball from beyond the arc to start this season, but he's shown during his 2 years at Florida, he can get it going from the outside. More of a traditional point guard, but tremendous player.
And Richard, you were talking about before the game started that it was Nemhard and Ayayi that needed to get going offensively. Now maybe they weren't all 3 attempts, but you can see they're aggressive early with Jalen Suggs not playing.
I think Nemhard's coming off a good game, 3 of 3, no three-pointers taken against the Cavaliers, Virginia, but he was real assertive offensively, confident with his looks. But both those guys and Cook need to get going from the three-point line, particularly. They're 8 of 45 combined. They're much better shooters than what their numbers would indicate.
Here's Jay Green spinning but lost the handle. Watson, Ayayi, and it's poked out of bounds. It remains with Gonzaga 26 on the shot clock.
You've got to love it, Greg, to see how active Watson has been since the second half of that first Northwestern State game a week ago. Completely different approach, a lot more energy. Defensively, we're seeing the player we started to see last year. He's having a real impact, and that defense is helping spur a little bit more productivity offensively for him.
Kispert's first look is good. The runner inside.
They're going to run you off the three-point line, put it on the deck with 1 bounce. Very nice addition to his game there with the floater.
And that's where I've seen the confidence grow over his tenure now with Gonzaga, Dan. He would always do that throughout his career, but you could tell when he'd get in there, there was uncertainty. That uncertainty is gone.
No, I would agree with a lot of that. I think every player earns Coach Few's ability or trust to put the ball on the deck and make plays.
Ayayi is fouled. Nemhard was running the floor. That bucket won't count. It's a 9-0 start.
And I liken Kispert's growth as a player similar to Richie Fromm. Richie Fromm had a 0 dribble limit when he got to Gonzaga. It became a 1 dribble limit, and Kispert—
Explain that. A 1 dribble, 0 dribble limit, and a 1.
Early in his career, it's catch and shoot.
Right.
As you earn a little bit more trust, it's 1 dribble into a pull-up, or it's 1 dribble make a play for someone else. Kispert's evolved past that 1 dribble. He's really definitely worked on it over the course of his 4 years here.
It's what separates him, though, in my opinion. He was a shooter when he got here. He's a player now.
Well, look, he's still going to do the bulk of his damage from 3, but you see better balance in his approach offensively, and he's gotten so good at attacking the rim, to your point, Greg. I mean, he's shooting 30 of 38 inside the arc. That's ridiculous for a wing.
Green inside, I'm sorry. His look goes. Northern Arizona on the board.
Green's a guy Northern Arizona would love to see get going from 3, 0 of 14, but the transfer has some ability attacking the rim. You saw it right there.
Skip to Ayayi. Joel's second look from deep is good.
Credit Nemhard. I mean, you're talking about left-hand hook pass, making that read, delivering it on time and on target. Yayi had the easy job, just catch and shoot.
You talked about his point guard ability. Nembhard, 367 assists in 2 years in Florida. That's where he excels. When he has the ball at that one position, he can create a lot of offense for others.
Shelton misses his first attempt. Timmy with all kinds of moves. Finally settles on the one that works.
Yeah, footwork is impressive.
Yeah,
He's got so many counters, right,
so
Dan?
good.
Yeah, Kevin McHale-ish.
Yes. Ayayi. He's got 2 3-pointers already. You knew they were going to come. Hit some big shots a year ago for Gonzaga. He is so smooth looking. That jump shot so pure. And now the rebound. We see Joel. This is what he does best. Oh, I thought he was going to pull the trigger.
He should have.
Bit of a heat check.
Yeah. Gonna have to talk to him. But
Now he'll shoot it. It's off the front. Kispert crashed the board, missed the shot. Keith Heyman, number 13, missing the shot.
the pace Gonzaga plays with. I mean, any 5 guys get a rebound can push it.
Timmy the rebound. Patience, put back good.
You can just see the game is so slow in his mind. Doesn't get sped off of that offensive rebound, lets the defender fly by. Easy 2 points. So many bigs, even after a year of playing, would still be sped up.
Zags have hit 7 of their first 10 shots. Green from deep. That's true.
That's a nice sign for Northern Arizona. First 3 of the year.
Yeah, 0 for 14 before that. Still a 17-5 score. Nembhard. it's like playing a video game.
You just space the floor, get the defense to slightly overcommit, make the correct read, and knock down jump shots. Beautiful basketball.
Shelton, step back 3 short. Ayayi, another rebound. And Nembhard the catch and the finish. Been a lot of good teams over these 20 years at Gonzaga, but I'm not sure there's been a team that we've seen that makes scoring look so easy.
Well, they're number 1 in offensive efficiency per KenPom this year, over 121 points per 100 possessions. But oddly enough, Greg, last year's team was more efficient. Think about that one.
Yes, statistically.
Ponder me that.
When you watch this team, it's a rebound, it's a dribble, a pass, a shot, and points. Gonzaga up big. And welcome back, 22-5. Gonzaga, Northern Arizona. The Zags beat of the game brought to you by Pulse Heart Institute. Going to feature Drew Timmy, Dan.
Well, look, it's my turn here, Dan. Look at the footwork. Let's watch it once. I mean, look at that. The spin, the footwork, the patience, got a little contact, no whistle, but still. You just don't see that at any level. You said Kevin McHale earlier, Dan. I think that's a very, very good comparison.
And let me respond to Dan's efficiency comment when
yes,
he pulled
please.
out KenPom and all of these little numbers that he likes to throw around. The only number I care about is 7-0 against top 15 opponents and 95 points a game. I don't think it's ever been better.
It's impressive.
Yes.
I will not doubt you on that comment,
Okay, good.
Greg.
Thank you.
I think Dan wants to be on that island, the one guy in the country. I'm not sure that's the best team they've ever had.
Hey, I will say this. Coach Few does not look at game film as everything being perfect. He looks at things as how can we continue to improve, and he gets his message through.
Newsflash, Drew Timmy missed a bucket. The Lumberjacks with the basketball. Shelton on the far side. Kispert there, big size advantage defensively for Corey. Carter Mahaney, number 4. And now Shelton again, 8 on the shot clock. Here's Green, hit one from there a moment ago. Ayayi the rebound. Kispert into the lane. So good. So good.
Well, that's another evolution to his game. We've talked about, being able to put the ball on the deck for more than one dribble. He can now come off a pick and roll and make the correct read.
Yeah, but last season, 51.7% inside three. This year, 78.9%. I mean, almost doesn't miss.
No, he's about as efficient a player. I don't know what Ken Palm or who was better last year, all that stuff, but I can tell you,
Garza.
I can tell you, he is one of the most efficient players in the country. As Drew Timme gets called for the cheap one inside. Look, at the end of the day, Corey Kispert, from where he was as a freshman, has turned himself into one of the best players
Gonna make a lot
in
of
the
money.
country, and he's got a great opportunity. I'm with you. I think he's going to play at the next level.
Jay Green at the line. You saw Dom Harris, number 55, checking in for Gonzaga. One of the young, exciting freshmen for Gonzaga. When I say one of them, there are many. And Dom, bright future here in a Zag uniform.
And I think that's part of what these games offer this program, Gonzaga. Obviously, it's difficult to have maybe the same level of excitement against Northern Arizona. No disrespect versus saying going to play Virginia in Texas this weekend. But for guys like Harris, as Timme dunks it inside and gives us the mustache. Dom Harris, Strother, a wonderful opportunity to get those guys some extended run.
Aaron Cook, number 4, on the floor as well. Transfer from Southern Illinois. Foul called on Isaiah Lewis. Zag basketball up 26-8.
I tell you what, though, Larry Owens, after that second game, he went viral on social media. It was
Northwestern
unbelievable.
State's Larry Owens.
Big Larry, as I like to call him.
3 yards in a cloud of dust, Larry Owens. Ayayi. 10 on the shot clock. Dom Harris. Great feed. Drew Timme 2 more. Timme with 8.
They've got so many guys, and Dan, you can attest to this, in GU's backcourt that can function, make a play in that pick and roll. It's such a luxury to have. I mean, you hope to have one lead guard that can make those types of plays. Gonzaga has a handful of them.
Coach Few was ahead of the curve of always wanting to play 2 playmakers at once. The Elite 8 run was Santangelo and Quentin Hall. His best teams have always had multiple ball handler playmakers.
Carter Mahaney, freshman from Lafayette, California. Good finish. Bounce to Ayayi. Cook called for the charge. 11:37 to play first half. Gonzaga 12 of 16 to start. And man, can they move the ball. Everything's easy in Zagville right now. They're up big early. And welcome back. Tonight's fan trivia question brought to you by Arby's, your delicious neighborhood meat crafter. Stop by Arby's today. Arby's, we have the meats. Coach Few reached 600 career wins with win over Kansas back in November, tying what other Division I coach as the fastest to 600? Was it Roy? Was it Mike? Was it Jim or Tom?
I don't know. They're all Hall of Famers, as will Coach Few be at some point. Impressive career, that's for sure.
And we should send out a hello to Mike Hogan, former athletic director here at Gonzaga, sticking up for my buddy Dan Dickow and his shooting prowess back in the day. Hoagie, the only thing that I'd like to say, and Dan can finish the story, is that, Kispert passed.
What's up with both of you tonight? Did I not send you a Christmas card early enough?
Actually, no. Here's Cook at the other end. Harris. Ayayi, the long rebound. Man, he's always around the ball. Had a chance in another one. Follow with a chance for 3.
With the left, too.
Yes, big body, soft hands, Richard.
I think he's got so much upside, Paulo. Limited minutes. These are the games where he can get some extended run. You see his activity level. What I love about him is he's always working on both ends.
Yes. A lot of potential in that body. 7-foot redshirt freshman, 7 feet, 260 pounds. And you can see the touch on that free throw.
9 of 13 now on the year from the free throw line. Efficient around the rim, hasn't turned it over at a high clip.
Zags 13 of 19. Shelton inside, high off the glass. Good looking finish by the junior from Chino, California.
Nice job snaking the pick and roll. He played with the Ball brothers, Chino Hills High School, so you know he's going to be aggressive.
Dom Harris, oh, the quickness in that kid. Nemhard, 3-ball good. Gonzaga 4 of 8 from behind 3 to start the game.
And a great sign tonight, both Nemhard and Ayayi, 2 of 3 from behind the arc. I'm sure there's a sigh of relief on that staff, for that staff, seeing those guys start to get the rhythm from the 3-point line.
Shelton inside again. Kispert, quick outlet to Cook. Pass to Nemhard. Andrew. Harris. Kispert for 3. Short. He was knocked to the floor. No whistle. Back come the Lumberjacks. I guess if you're a Lumberjack, you should be knocking people to the floor. And a foul, free throws coming for Cameron Shelton.
But if you're Coach Few and the staff, you're okay with that foul. He didn't give up an easy 2. He tried to be vertical and challenge. He didn't get the block, but he made sure that Shelton didn't finish it. And that's Shelton's strength. We've seen it now on a couple possessions here. The mid pick and roll, kind of getting downhill and attacking the rim.
Number 1 on Ballo, number 4 on Gonzaga. Shelton, a 73.6% free throw shooter. On his birthday, it's the front end. Now with 3 points in the game on 1 of 5 shooting. Flagstaff, Arizona, the home of the Ponderosa Pine. Some good skiing up there, some good trout fishing. Not much different than the Spokane area.
Coach Burkar told us today he thinks they've got a chance to recruit both the Phoenix and the Las Vegas areas, being within close driving distance of both those cities that have good high school basketball scenes.
Dom Harris with the miss. That's Nick Maines. He can shoot it a little bit. He's got good size. Can't handle the pass. Dominic Harris, lay-in.
Just the speed from one end of the floor, whether it's creating a turnover or whether it's off the glass. It's just impressive.
Is it, Dan? Because you weren't that impressed a moment ago.
It's a high bar, man.
It is a high bar. Kispert, another rebound. This Zag team, these guards can really rebound. Number 4 for him, Ayayi already with 5. Dom Harris, corner 3. Ballo over the back, his second personal.
But the pass there from Nemhard across the court to get Harris that 3 in the corner. Just tremendous vision there.
Julian Strother, number 0, in for Aaron Cook. Ballo goes out. Drew Timme back on the floor for the Zags. Nemhard leading Gonzaga with 10 points. Ayayi has 9, Timme with 8. And between those 3 players, they've each missed 1 shot. That's going to be the struggle when you defend Gonzaga. Like, there's nobody you can really concentrate on. No sense in double teaming anybody.
Well, I think more importantly, there's nobody you can play off of. There's not a weak link. Everybody can score.
And Strother out of there with it. Here's Harris. And Dom will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
See his ability in transition, don't you, Dan?
Well, as a young player, he has one gear, and it's go. He tries to attack the rim every time. As soon as they kind of get a little bit of the change of pace, the change of direction, and getting him to play, I don't want to say he's out of control, because he absolutely is not, but understanding when to go, he's going to be a really good player.
Ayayi replacing Kispert. If you're just joining us, Jalen Suggs not playing for Gonzaga tonight. Held out because of an apparent injury to his right leg. Just precautionary. They don't think there's anything serious. Kind of tweaked it against Virginia. He will not play. They expect him back shortly.
Well, we saw him before the game, interacted with his teammates, didn't look distressed.
There's Jalen.
I think at this point in the year, and given his future, you certainly want to err on the side of caution if you can.
Gonzaga doing a good job on the leading scorers of Northern Arizona. Got 2 players in double figures. Evdalovic.
Tough finish inside from Green there. Good challenge, good contest from Strother and Timmy. Just a better shot there inside.
Evdalovic and Shelton off to a 1-for-7 start.
Well, that goes to Gonzaga keying in on the scouting report and understanding what the coaching staff wants done.
Ayayi with another rebound, his 6th. He might get 18 again tonight.
Richard's going to fall further down the rebounding list.
I'm already near the bottom. Stop it.
Yeah. Actually, you had a good game once, right?
One game. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Let's talk more about that one, can we?
If there were only highlights, we would.
It was when things were still black and white.
This is Evdalovic. Jump shot is long. Strother the rebound.
I mean, part of knowing the scouting report is that Evdalovic is a terrific catch-and-shoot player. Gonzaga has not given him any space on any catch.
And we got a timeout. 7:16 to play first half. Gonzaga up by 20. And welcome back to tonight's Arby's fan trivia question. It was about Coach Few and those 600 career wins. Tied somebody for the fastest. And that answer was Zags 1, Roy Williams. It's amazing. Arby's, your delicious neighborhood meat crafter. Stop by Arby's today. Arby's, we have the meats. And the 2017 season, Few and Williams met for the national championship, a game that still stings.
Yeah, absolutely. Kennedy Meeks touched the baseline. Had the official been looking right there, might have had a different outcome.
Wasn't he right there?
You would have
standing right there.
I had Josh Perkins on a podcast a couple weeks back, and I asked him if there was one current player he would want to have on that team to get them over the hump. He said, no, I just wanted 3 new officials.
Oh, wow.
Well, the officials are trying to figure out a clock issue. 7:16 to play. It's 36-16.
Is it weird that they play the music when no one's here?
You know, there's a lot of things that are weird, Richard. It's interesting that you've picked that one out, because I would have focused in on the tie.
See here when the clock stopped.
Yes.
They brought it down to 6:58, which means 18 seconds, Greg.
But see, it took them 6 minutes to get there, so it extended the game.
What kind of music is playing in Greg's head right now? That's what I want to know.
Hey. Joel Ayayi with the ball, 9 points. Anton Watson back on the floor. Andrew Nebhard as well. Andrew made the cut. Strother there to catch that pass. Ayayi left wide open, deep 3. He bangs it in. He's got 3 of them.
Defender goes under a pick and roll. It's an automatic read. Ayayi, tremendous.
12.6 rebounds here in the first half. I think Joel's got his rhythm back offensively.
Joel with 3 threes, had 3 on the season coming in, 3 in his first 7 games. And you guys wanted to see that.
Absolutely.
And voila.
You ask and you shall receive, huh?
Step back jumper short by Keith Heyman. Joel Nemhard. What a luxury he has been. Julian Strother, that shot looked dead on. Long rebound, back to Julian. He'll go to the free throw line.
Limited minutes here for Julian to start the only 5 games. 31 minutes coming into tonight. As we take a look at Joel's last 3, you go under, He can knock that down despite the fact he's struggled to start the year. But here with Julian, limited minutes, but you can see his ability to score the ball. 6 of 10 from the field coming into tonight. A lot like Harris, Stan. He's a kid. When he gets the ball, gets into the game, he is looking to score.
Tremendous scorer in high school. Averaged over 30 a game. He's one of those guys, you talk to the coaching staff, some guys are shooters. He's a scorer. He can do a little bit of everything, but really he puts the ball in the basket.
How many did you score in high school?
I only averaged about 20 a game in high school.
How about you, Richard?
Maybe like 19, 20, yeah.
I'd like to say that my high school coach, Eric Yort, didn't let me shoot enough, but I won't go there.
I'd like to think my teammates didn't think I shot the ball too much, but
Yeah.
Well, to this day, my two most disappointing losses as a player were Wyoming senior year and then the state semifinals.
Trust me, it was
Mercer
disappointing
Island
for all of us.
Not just you, Dan.
Yeah, not just you, Dan. Trust me.
So you're saying you cared more than I did?
I think I did, yes.
Okay.
That hurt. I'm
Nice
still
to
ticked.
know.
Yeah.
Something about you too. Tonight, you guys have eggnog before you came?
There's Timmy inside. Nice finish. 27%
Seal high
against
low.
Wyoming.
The seal high low. Great look.
Well, Greg, I'm just happy you and I can still laugh about it.
I know. I noticed he can't. He got awfully quiet. Here's Ayayi. Nemhard.
Wow. Yeah, 8 rebounds now. My goodness.
No shot. Blocking foul. It's okay, Dan. I'll never forget the shot at St. Joe's. First team All-America. It was
on balance. You're saying he had an impact here?
Oh my gosh, that season. There were few like that one. 4:32 to play first half. Not a good pass from Joel. Not enough on it. Trying to get back defensively. Jackson Larson had a chance for a highlight but missed it. Joel at the other end drops it through. Joel with 14. He must have heard your discussion about Joel. Needing to find a rhythm, I'd say he's in it.
Career high 21 against West Virginia. He's well on pace for that.
But the mindset to be a guard and to get that many rebounds, not a better rebounding guard in the entire country.
Well, not a better rebounding guard in the history of this program either. After this year, we'll have set the mark. Top 2 years on the glass for anybody in the backcourt. He's had that gift since he's gotten to GU. Your staff will talk about that. Since day one, he's had a real nose for the ball, a real ability to rebound.
Strother.
Well, I think the interesting thing for kids, if they're watching Ayayi, you talk about the nose for the ball on the glass, but his timing with his cuts. Defender turns his head, he's back cutting. The screen is set, defense is out of position, he's a curl cut. Tremendous feel for the game.
Left hand won't go for Carson Tout. He's out of Gilbert, Arizona.
It's just the way the ball moves for GU. I mean, isn't that something? Yes.
Joel Ayayi just so smooth, so elegant as an athlete, just so great in the open floor. He's got a little Gale Sayers in him. And then, of course, the finish. Gonzaga up 44-18. And there's 2 minutes, 56 seconds to play in the first half. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Richard Fox. Gonzaga up 44-18 against Northern Arizona, trying to get to 8-0 on the season. And here is the AP Top 10 as it stands right now. Wisconsin now 8-2 following a loss tonight. Zags 7-0 on top. Baylor right there at 6-0. The matchup that we thought we had, the entire nation still wants. You got to figure eventually, whether it's in the regular season or the NC2A tournament, we're going to get that game.
I sure hope so. And I know Coach Few will do everything he can to get that scheduled. Villanova is looking pretty darn good as well right now. I believe they just went on a pause within their program.
Yes.
Just today was announced. And you're going to still, I think, see some of those pauses start during this season. And it's all about staying in the moment, really, because you're going to have a lot of cancellations that you can't control. Nice pass.
Low-look pass. Isaiah Lewis missed it, got it back, missed it again. Tout the offensive rebound. Timmy with the block.
Your five-man, bringing the ball up in transition. Wow.
If you're Mark Few and what he loves to do, he's the perfect five-man, isn't he?
Well,
he's the five-man you dream about.
Yeah, Eric Cook, corner three. But Coach Few, if you earn his trust, you can play free, you can play loose. He wants guys that play with a lot of confidence.
Was it always that way, Dan? It was for you, but
well, you earn the confidence of Coach Few through your play and practice, and then once you go out and perform a few times like that in games, he definitely keeps building that.
Well, I think it's more than it used to be, Greg, as Timmy gets called here for the foul on the reach, and that's because he has better players all around. In other words, yeah, should I let Dan Dickow do what he wants to do offensively? I'm going to say yes. You know, but as you got to that fourth, fifth, sixth spot in your rotation, you had guys who needed a little bit more needed things to be a little bit more dialed in and constrained for those players. I think now for GU, they can go, their first 7 guys are all good enough. Just go play. You know, here's our system, play within the system, but be a player.
Jay Green missed. Another chance for Northern Arizona. Shelton's three is good. And now we've seen the Lumberjacks get 2 or 3 offensive rebounds here in the last couple of possessions.
They've certainly been a little bit more inspired here on the glass since the last media timeout. We got an offensive foul here on Watson trying to get to the glass. Harris there, I like the aggressiveness, but maybe forcing the issue a bit there as he went, or rather attacked the rim.
Buck 19 to play first half, 47-21, Daniel.
To expand on Richard's comments about playing free and with confidence, I think the other big thing about Coach Few and the style that they've played is he's always wanted to play fast, up and down. But the offense now with the continuous ball screen motion and how they've continued to evolve that in addition to the high-low actions that's been a staple, it's just, I mean, you space the floor and you give so much room for guys to make plays. It's fun to watch.
Couple of free throws for Nick Maines. He's out of Scottsdale, Arizona. 6'9", 205-pound redshirt junior. Aaron Cook, open three, a little long. Kispert the rebound. Up strong, missed it. Anton Watson, a man under there. Ripping it down, and he's fouled. Tell you what, when he puts his mind to it, Anton Watson is really physical.
Well, and I think that's something he brings to the table up front. You know, Ballo he's still figuring it out. And Timmy, as good as he is, isn't necessarily a guy you look at and say, you know, he's physically overpowering anybody. I think along that front line, Watson is the one guy who has that strength and athleticism where he can have that kind of impact. You saw it right there on that offensive rebound.
I think that's a problem. That's why he's not as agile as he was last year.
49-23, under a minute to go first half. Zags have slowed down a little bit offensively. Now 19 of 35, 54%. The Lumberjacks 8 of 33. Quick three from Avdalovic is off.
What a pass.
Harris can't reel it in, but a foul called on Luke Avdalovic.
With the tough loose ball pickup there off that long rebound from Kispert. Eyes go up the floor right away, and he finds a streak in Harris, who's going to get a couple free throws here. And that, to me, Greg, is an area that just doesn't get discussed enough, is Gonzaga's willingness, no matter who gets the ball, to kick the ball forward. You can't run faster than the ball. They are so quick converting from defense to offense, in large part because they'll throw the ball up ahead and get out on that break that much faster.
And it starts with fundamental drills that they work on every single day. I mean, we did those
back in the day
when we were playing here. You go to practice nowadays, although we don't with COVID, but they do the same fundamental footwork, throw ahead drills every single day. And if you're right, it's ingrained in the wings to get down the floor.
"20 seconds to go first half. Shelton, Dom Harris right there. Maines, 5 on the shot clock. Shelton with the drive, hangs, missed it. Cook with the rebound. A chance for Kispert, he's got time. Shot on the way, and it's off. Kispert with 4 points in that first half, but 7 rebounds. And the Gonzaga Bulldogs just doing what they do.
Without a doubt. 95 points a game coming in. 51 in the first half as they jump out big on the Lumberjacks.
Joel Ayayi, 14 points, 3 of 4 shooting. Nemhard was good as well. We're at the halftime at McCarthy Athletic Center. Back in a moment. And welcome back to halftime at McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga up 51-23 over the Lumberjacks of Northern Arizona. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, and Richard Fox. And gentlemen, you guys were talking before the game about, you know, we know the big three, they're going to get their points, but you wanted to see Andrew Nemhard and Joel Ayayi find some rhythm offensively. They both did that, but Joel was in the zone.
Yeah, we wanted to see both of them come out and produce, but Ayayi, what a first half. 14 points and 9 rebounds, but you used the word elegant in the first half. I questioned it. You know what, Greg? I'm going to have to give you some props. He did have an elegant first half. He understands spacing. He understands situation. He reads things so unbelievably well. 3 threes in that first half. Very elegant.
And Richard, all within the flow of the offense. Joel didn't force any shots. They were open, he hit them.
Yeah, but there's a fine line between not forcing it and not looking to score. And I think sometimes Joel will err on the side of really not looking for his offense. We didn't see that in the first half. He took what was there, shot the ball with confidence, but to the larger point, to see him get going from the three-point line has to be a welcome sight for GU in the longer run of this year. Shot 34.5% from 3 last year. They need another shooter or two besides Kispert and Suggs to knock down the three-point shot.
Yeah, Joel 3 of 16 on the season coming in, 3 of 4 so far here today. What do you want to build on now in the second half, Dan?
Well, I'd still like to see maybe Anton Watson continue like he played in that second half against Northwestern State. Maybe Dom Harris get going or Strother. All in all, you can't complain when you're up 28 at the half.
Zags unbeaten, they're 7-0. They're up big at halftime against Northern Arizona. More to come your way when we come back. The Gonzaga Halftime Report is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino. Join us at Coeur d'Alene Casino for a mouth-watering steak dinner, pampering spa treatment, or the hottest games around. Coeur d'Alene Casino, a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. Winning, it's in our nature. And welcome back. Another one of those beautiful scenics. Tom Holmberg, he's a producer, he's a director. Keith Grip, he'll throw stats now and again like he can do it all. We thank him for that, Greg, Dan, and Richard. Okay, guys, it is like a gluttony of riches for Gonzaga this year. Andrew Nemhard, another big first half for him. We weren't even sure they're going to have his services this year, but now they can plug him in. They're so deep at that position.
it's almost unfair. You're right. Nembhard started for 2 years at Florida, wasn't expecting to play this year, gets the waiver. He's starting to really impart his game and his skill set on this team. He was terrific in the first half.
And Richard, regardless of who they plug in, there isn't a big drop-off, is there?
No, look, you expect Nembhard to be a playmaker, and he has been this year. 31 assists to 11 turnovers. It's been good tonight to see him to get that offense going, really carrying what he did 3 for 3 against Virginia into tonight. They need him to be a little bit more effective offensively, looking to score.
And there you see the statistics. Anything jumping out to you guys?
Well, defensively, you're forcing the Lumberjacks to 23% from the field. They're not a great shooting team to begin with, but I think Gonzaga did a nice job taking away the strengths of their 2 leading scorers, Shelton and Avdalovic.
Just 2 turnovers for Gonzaga in that first half. Just 4 for Northern Arizona. Back in a moment. And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center. There's Joel Ayayi, Andrew Nembhard, 2 of the 3 Zags in double-digit scoring in that first half. Ayayi led them with 14, Nembhard and Timmy with 10. And Jay Green led Northern Arizona with 10 points. Shelton there with 7. Ayayi open floor. Oh, he's so good.
Elegant.
Second half when we come back. And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center, 51-23 as we get ready now to start the second half between Gonzaga and Northern Arizona. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Richard Fox. Guys, the Zags scored 24 points in the first 6:50 of that half, 27 points in the next 13 and 10 seconds. They got off to such a hot start, you're thinking, wow, this might be a 150-point night. Slowed down.
Yeah, but you saw some minutes, extended minutes for Strother, Ballo, and Harris, all 3 capable players, but a different rotation than you might normally see. And look, I mean, they're still likely to get to about 100 tonight. So I think that efficiency, I mean, I know Dan doesn't think they're very efficient, but they're still going to maintain some level of efficiency tonight. What did he say? How about that? Or what was the follow-up?
Yeah, I forget. I just remember one word in the whole first half. Wyoming. That's all I remember.
Wow. Hey, there's a fine. Let's not get mean.
I know I'm not. He knows I love him. One of my favorites. Okay, we're underway. Corey Kispert, Drew Timme, Andrew Nembhard, Anton Watson, and Joel Ayayi hunting a bucket. 10 on the shot clock. Timme with a spin. Left it a little short. Beautiful move, though.
So good in the balance.
Yeah, like the balance on that play and still to lean in and get on the other side of the defender.
It's his feet. He's got the best feet inside. He can get to where he wants to go.
Travel.
Great job by Anton Watson. Understanding Green being a lefty, he's trying to do everything he can to get back to that dominant hand. And sat on it.
Timme. Offensive foul, the charge called, no bucket. Pass led him right into that.
Mark Hughes unhappy. Thinks the defender was in the restricted area.
Another
look.
look.
A look, yep. And that's the right call. He's outside that half circle.
One of the few mistakes from Nembhard tonight. Oh, Coach Few.
I'm not sure we've ever seen one of those. 19:04 to play.
I've seen a few in my day. The difference is I can hear everything he has to say from up here.
Free throw long by Luke Avdalovic.
Wow, he's a tremendous shooter, is Abdalovic.
9 of 9 coming in this year. Hadn't missed.
As a freshman, shot almost 50% from three, a little down as a sophomore, but still over 40% a season ago, as well as right around the 40% mark from three this year.
Jay Green, Timmy with a hand in his face. Ayayi. Nembhard. Joel open on top, 3 ball, bang. So beautiful, I love that guy's stroke, Dan.
Elegant, what more can I say? Beautiful footwork. You keep the floor space, get the defense to commit, hands and feet ready on the catch, let it fly.
It's like butterflies going up there, Richard.
What's a butterfly?
It just softly lands on the bucket, Dan.
Oh, you're talking fishing now.
No.
Oh, a butterfly, I got you. You're always coming back to fishing in some way or the other.
Wheels are coming off, fellas.
Oh, wow, I guess.
Fire up the message boards.
Joel Ayayi.
I had to, John.
Soft like a butterfly, Dan. Timmy, turnaround jumper is good.
We haven't talked about that much this year, but he's expanded that touch, that range, can knock down the standstill jump shot from about 15, 16 feet there now, and excellent little turnaround there from Timmy.
Stripped by Nembhard. Good hands. Ayayi. Fake the pass. Oh, missed the lay-in.
Still, you like to see GU getting out in transition. Only 9 fast break points in the first half. That's an area where they've really excelled this year, plus 20 a game in transition.
Just the second miss of the game for Joel. Now 6 of 8, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Nice feed inside, the slam for Carson Tout.
That's really almost one of the only defensive rotation mistakes tonight. Previous play, Nembhard early on weak side rotation comes up with the steal. This time, Timmy goes for it. Ayayi not ready. Leads to the dunk. Bright spot for Northern Arizona to start the second half.
Great feed, the dish to Anton Watson. Joel Ayayi, entire skill set on display here tonight.
Does so many different things well. I think he's going to have a tremendous opportunity to play at the next level because he's got great size and he knows how to play. He can blend in with almost any team.
Jay Green long on the 3. Whistle and a foul call. And that'll go against Carson Tout. Carson, a big body, redshirt freshman, 6'7", 220. I can see him doing some damage down the road in the Big Sky.
We've seen quite a few Big Sky teams this year with the games that we've called down in Pullman. Eastern Washington looking to be the class of that league. Montana is always up there. They had a big win at University of Washington earlier this year as well.
Nembhard with the miss. Cameron Shelton. Bounce pass. Too hard. Try to go to Jay Green. Like he was trying to slam mud off the ball. A hard pass. Anton Watson lost it inside.
That's a mistake there from Kispert, trying to thread the needle. Not enough room there for Watson. Even if he caught the ball, was surrounded by 3 defenders.
Just the 4th turnover for Gonzaga this game. Northern Arizona has 4 this half. Shot from the corner is long. Actually short by Keith Heyman. Bounced long. Anton Watson.
See, I think Watson's got to shoot that. He's got the ability to knock it down. I just don't think he's shot it with a lot of confidence to start the year, but the patience and basics for Drew Timme brings back memories of the great Father Tony Lehman, who was a chaplain on the end of the Gonzaga bench many years ago, my senior year. Tremendous person. He always would recite patience and basics.
Drew Timme completely surrounded on that play. Had his adversaries completely on his flanks, surrounding him, and he's able to get the ball to the rim. This is fantastic.
When in trouble, get the ball inside to Timme.
Look at this.
Patience, 3 guys around him, doesn't matter. Give it to Timme, that's 2.
Love that guy. And welcome back, 14:59 to play. You know, these two teams have played each other, used to play each other quite often when Gonzaga was part of the Big Sky. They left the conference in 1979. This was 2015, and hello, Domantas Sabonis.
He's doing that in the NBA now. The reigning Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He was tremendous that night. 26 points.
21 minutes.
12 of 13 from the field, and he didn't even start. That was not fair.
Wilcher had 23 that night. Silas Melson chipped in with 10, and Domas now making all that noise in the NBA. Couldn't happen to a better dude. What a great player. Zags in the NBA. Long list. All great people. All people that you're extremely happy for. We got to enjoy them here. Some longer than others. But, man, are they getting it done now at the next level.
Well, you see, quite frankly, the foundation of the program is up front. Pretty obvious, right, Dan?
Yeah, you know, it's trending that way.
It is trending.
And it has been trending that way for a while. I'll give you big guys the benefit of the doubt.
I suspect Jalen Suggs has got something to say about that.
Yeah, you're talking about a future pro without a doubt there. I mean, contention for the #1 pick. You know, I think when you look at the overall landscape of college basketball, pro prospects, Cade Cunningham are probably, along with Evan Mobley at USC, right there at the top of everybody's list as freshmen.
I wouldn't leave Corey Kispert out of that conversation either. He'll be in that league next year.
Without a doubt, but we said #1 pick, right? He will be a good pro.
You don't think he's got a shot at the first round?
No, I said I was talking first pick.
He did not say that.
Thank you, Richard.
I think Greg needs to hear it, Dan, explicitly. Yes. Is Corey Kispert going to be a first-round draft pick in your mind?
Yes.
Yes or no, Dan?
I think he is.
Okay,
the way he's played to start this senior season, he's improved every single year.
Yes.
And yes, he is a little on the old side when they're evaluating rookies in the NBA. But he has a skill set in shooting the ball and size that translates very easily. He's become a better defender. That was a question mark early. Now he is a surefire first-round pick, in my opinion.
Anton Watson, a chance for 3. So I'm not sure who won the argument, but I think I was on top when it was over.
It feels like you guys agree.
Okay.
But either way, Anton Watson here with a nice game. 6 points, rather, I believe 8 points. Done a good job, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal. You've seen his defensive effort.
I would imagine Corey would have been drafted last year. And that speaks a lot to the kind of character and what he wanted to be a part of this year, thinking that this was going to be a special team.
If he continues to shoot the 3 at the clip that he is, getting to the rebounds, getting to the rim where he's 70%.
Well, and there's even more space in the college, or excuse me, in the NBA game.
100%.
And you know, the fact that you move the NBA line another 1.5 feet or so for him, with his range, that's a non-factor.
Julian Strother picking up the personal foul. 13:49 to play. Gonzaga up 65-27. This is Tout. Ducking in, got through Ballo. Carson Tout's got some game. I like him.
Nice two-hand finish over the top a few possessions ago. Ballo checks in, they go immediately at him.
High low. 3-second call.
Yeah, but you got to try to get the ball into Ballo earlier. He's working so hard to get position. He's got the defender on his backside. Reward him for the work he's doing on both ends. He's calling for it. You got to feed the big at times just to keep him motivated. Take notes.
Kind of sounds like you're venting.
He wants every possession to go down to the low block to the bigs.
That's how the game was meant to be played.
George Mikan over there.
Shelton. 5 on the shot clock. Shelton step back 3. And that one's true. Shelton now with 10. Nembhard bounce pass. Wow. Oh! Omar Ballo, the two-handed flush.
Okay, there you go, Richard. Go take it.
Feed the big. Feed the big.
Reward the kid.
Terrific pass by Nembhard.
Yeah, it's all about the pass. I love the catch. I love the intent on the catch to go up strong. He is going to be a player when it's all said and done here for GU.
8 on the shot clock. Jay Green trying to get to the glass and does.
Nice drive there. Got to his strong hand, the left, able to finish on the other side of the rim. Now 12 points for Green.
Here's the lob. Nice catch, Watson. Easy 2.
Nembhard just picking this Northern Arizona defense apart now. Whoa. 8 assists on the night. He plays with such a patience in pick and roll situations.
What I love is no turnovers, and we saw that through almost a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio coming into tonight. 31 assists, 11 turnovers. This is what he is primarily. He's a playmaking point guard, and tonight with Suggs not playing, he's gotten the ball in his hands. Rather, he's had the ball in his hands more than he might otherwise, and you've seen the result.
Shelton. Oh, halfway down, it comes out. A great battle by Tout to keep it alive. And then Luke Avdalovich buries the 3. This is a Lumberjacks team that's showing some grittiness.
Well, they're playing hard, that's for sure.
Kispert will go to the free throw line. Northern Arizona down to number 1 Gonzaga 69-37. But they haven't lost their fight. Going to work on the offensive glass. Tout keeps it alive. The three-point shot goes. Back in a moment. Gonzaga up 69-37 on Northern Arizona. Gonzaga coverage of the game is brought to you by Primera.
Well, we said it, or rather, I said it. Feed the big inside. Nembhard with an excellent feed inside, and Ballo knows what to do with it after the catch. That's the coverage of the game. Greg, brought to you by Primera.
Zags looking good. And we talked about it early in the first half. This is the beauty of these type of games. You get to get everybody in. Yep. You see the development, you see the potential, you see everybody play, Dan.
And I think that's going to become important to keep a lot of those guys engaged mentally, because there's going to be quite a few games in the WCC. Even though I think it is an improved league, there's going to be some games that may get out of hand.
Corey Kispert now with 7 points. His first free throw of the game goes, 8 rebounds. You know, when I think about all this depth and I see all these different players, and I just wonder what practice must be like. It must be so competitive in practice. You have all of these great players going against one another, getting better every day. And oftentimes, their best competition, other than the other 4 games against ranked teams this year, come at practice.
Yeah, I mean, look, certainly it's competitive in practice, and there's no doubt that you've got guys trying to carve away some of your minutes. But I will say, I think since the beginning of this run, even earlier than that, as the ball goes out of bounds and we'll go with GU, this program's always fostered an environment where, yes, I'm competing for minutes against you, but we're still on the same page. You know, we're all rowing in the same direction, as it were. We're trying to accomplish something collectively. And I think that's a healthier way of trying to go about this versus trying to pit guys against each other.
Strother short on that three, and it's the balance of trying to build chemistry and unity, but yet also carve out minutes. Here's a chance for Aaron Cook to lay in at the other end at the takeaway. It is a balance that I think there's brilliance in coaching for those that can master it. Build chemistry, but have the competitive element alive at practice as well.
Well, that's where I think Coach Few is one of the best. His feel as far as substitutions and rotation patterns is tremendous. Typically, by the end of the season, it gets down to 8, maybe 7 in rotation, but he still keeps others engaged, so if they get their opportunity, they're ready to perform.
Nearing the 10-minute mark. Shelton now with 10 points, lines up to 3, that's off. Anton Watson the rebound, his 3rd of the game.
Shelton aggressive to score. Gonzaga's done a really nice job of limiting good looks for him.
Watson open in the corner, he'll shoot the 3. Little short on the shot.
Well, didn't shoot it as fluid as I've seen him shoot it in the past. Almost as if he's thinking about it a little bit. But Watson, tremendous high school player at Gonzaga Prep. I think it's at times he thinks too much. Just go play. He is talented.
And Dom Harris just going to the rim.
That's all he knows to do right now. And quite frankly, I would rather have to reel a guy back, teach him how to regulate a little bit. You know, hey, let's shift down from 5th gear down to 3rd versus the other way. I love how aggressive he is and how he's got this speed to start his career.
Dom bangs in the free throw. And we've got a new Zag, Pavel Zakharov, number 10 on the floor. Balo goes out. Pavel, a 7-foot sophomore out of St. Petersburg, Russia. Harris hits them both. Dom 4 of 6 from the line this game. The drive on Harris. And Dom picked up the personal foul. And you could hear the coach of Northern Arizona over there, Shane Burkar, after the whistle, holler, shoot the ball.
I think that's a great example for a lot of high school coaches who maybe have aspirations of getting to the college game. Is just a few years ago, he was coaching Mesa, Arizona high school area. There are a lot of tremendous high school coaches that choose to coach at that level to impact kids as opposed to try to make a career out of it.
Carter Mahaney found the soft spot in that Zag defense. He's had a couple of nice buckets in this game. None this half. That first half, he's got potential, young player for Northern Arizona. Dom Harris got inside, and he'll go back to the line foul call down there.
Well, right there,
Maines.
we saw a little bit of a change of pace there from Harris. He let the play develop. Pavel does a good job of trying to seal or carve out room. Harris let it develop and then kind of injected himself into that space and got the foul.
Actually, that last foul called on Luke Avdalovich. Dom Harris now with 8 points. Northern Arizona's been hot for the last 5 field goals.
This is a good challenge
for them.
For Dominic Harris as a young player. Their coaching staff feels that he could become a truly elite defender. Great lateral quickness, long. Shelton's a good player.
Oh! The two-handed flush for Cameron Shelton. The birthday boy right down the lane in the flush. And a steal. Shelton stepped in front of it. Aaron Cook with the bluff. And Shelton scores anyways in Northern Arizona. Now with some momentum. Long way back, though. It's 77-45. "21 years old, Cameron Shelton, junior out of Chino, California. 14 points for him." And welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center. 77-45 our score with 8:01 to play. Coaches poll for the Big Sky, Eastern Washington, picked by most to win it, with 99 of those votes. Then you've got Montana, Weber State, Northern Arizona, young team, not a senior on the team, but down at number 8. This is a team, though, you see some talent, you see some ability to score the ball, and you see physicality.
You got a second-year coach who's just really trying to implement his philosophy. I've always thought it takes 3 years for a player and about the same for a coach.
Zakharov needed a second attempt, and he got it. And we've got a timeout. Pavel Zakharov on the score sheet. 7:45 to play. And welcome back. 79-45 our score. Time now to announce tonight's player of the game, presented by A to Z Rental. No job too big or too small. With 8 convenient locations, we rent everything. Let A to Z Rental be your most valuable player, and it is Joel Ayayu. 17 points, 4 of 5 from behind 3, 10 rebound, a double-double for Joel.
A career night from 3 with those 4 made three-pointers, and a kid who does just about everything well. Finally got going for the three-point line after starting 3 of 18 on the year. Happy to see it for the young guy.
And those 10 rebounds. It's those numbers funny, that I get amazed
what's
at.
What's funny is that you take it for granted.
I know,
Joel had 10 rebounds. Like, so what? It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And it's the anticipation. It's instinctual. It's not like he's battling or boxing out all these rebounds.
Yeah.
He's able to see the ball in the air and know where it's coming off the rim and run to it.
I thought Dan made an excellent point earlier. He's just always moving as we've got a loose ball here and a timeout for Northern Arizona. Joel's always moving without the ball, and as a defender, the guy guarding him, or say a defender on the weak side when a shot goes up, you just don't expect him to be around the rim, and with those long arms, he's able to secure a lot of those rebounds.
And to add on, most bigs, you're used to blocking somebody out and guarding somebody that goes to the glass constantly. Guards, we get lost. You block out every so often.
You're like, ow, that hurts.
I won't go that far, Greg. What did I do to you? But Coach Few's message was always for a perimeter, give him one chuck, an elbow in the chest, and then run to the nail, right? The free throw line area, so you could go track down a long rebound.
Yeah.
There's Joel. And Dan, look, I'm just trying to catch up. That's all. Just trying to catch up. But Joel reminds me of Mike Hart in this way. Mike Hart was a master at knowing where the ball was coming off the rim and was always in the right place for the rebound in those games. Obviously completely different players, but when it comes to rebounding, those are the two guys that I think of that are so instinctual to where the ball will be.
Well, and it's not just his rebounds, but what it leads to, particularly those offensive rebounds. I mean, Gonzaga tonight with just 12 second chance points, but he creates more possessions for GU, and you don't always get points off those possessions, but you force the other team to have to defend an extra possession or two. It's a skill set, and quite frankly, you don't got to call a play for any of that. He just makes those plays on his own.
And that's why I think he will be a player in the NBA, because he's one of those guys where you don't have to run a play for him. He just finds open areas, opportunities. Same with Corey Kispert. With his ability to shoot it and the way the game has really changed with spacing the floor, he's going to get open shots.
Evdalovic at the free throw line. making it count. There's Kispert over on the bench. The other thing I love about Ayayi, there is no ego in him. I've interviewed and spent a lot of time around him. There's a confidence in him. He knows, like, I can play this game. There is no ego. If he gets to the NBA this year, it's great. If he comes back to Gonzaga for another year, it's great. Like, everything is fine with him. He's loving this experience. He just loves to play.
But can't you say that about their entire lineup, their roster? I mean, there's just not. I mean, who's got the agenda? You'd expect a guy like Suggs, given how talented he is and what he has to look forward to have that kind of agenda. He hasn't had it. I mean, against Virginia, the offense didn't run through him. He found other ways to help this ball club win with his rebounding and assists defensively.
10 on the shot clock, and a whistle. Foul called before the shot. I guess when I've talked to Joel over the years, I've never had him verbally give me the killer instinct. Like, where a lot of these players, they play, they're all about team. They play without ego, but if you press them on it, like, you see it come out. With Joel, you don't. You see it on the floor, like, he, through example, but it's not something that oozes from him verbally. But yet, when you watch him play, he plays fearless, never afraid of the big shot. He hit big shots last year as a young guy on this team.
Yeah, and Shelton knocks down his third three of the night. But look, I think Joel's just super confident in who he is as a person, not just on the floor. And I think that's the confidence you see from him.
Zakharov battling inside. 6:10 to play, 79-51. Shot by Lewis over Watson goes. Credit Northern Arizona. They're finding some good shots, some softness in this Zag defense, and then burying it. 79-53. Zakharov left that short. He wanted a foul.
Absolutely.
Won't get it.
He's got to be frustrated. Hasn't gotten a lot of minutes. Ballo's kind of come in and taken some of those minutes in the rotation.
Shelton with the explosion. Zakharov there to help out his teammate. Aaron Cook went flying. Offensive foul. They called an offensive foul. Wow.
Lowers the shoulder and extends. Yeah. That's an easy one.
Yeah,
shoulder
you
and
see it
the
from
arm.
that angle for sure.
Shelton's frustrated. Thought there was contact after the whistle, but that's a good call from the official. And Cook is so good at that. We've seen that nearly every time GU has played. Not just the outright steal, but he's always in position. Does an excellent job. He and Timmy are so good at drawing the offensive foul.
Ballo frustrated with himself for not making the shot, but he'll shoot free throws.
He's just so good at getting that deep position. Look, he's my guy. I'm just gonna. I am buying Ballo stock. I've been buying Ballo stock. Wow. I'm not selling. I think his path is a lot like what we saw with Hachimura. If you remember, Hachimura was on a great team that first year as a freshman and got spot minutes, and he'd come and have this spectacular dunk. But those minutes were impactful and meaningful for his career. I think this year will be much in the same way for Ballo. Will have that impact. You heard it here first. I'm not selling my stock.
You are on record. That's for sure. You are on record.
I literally am on Ballo Island, and I'm not accepting any visitors.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Richards all in. He moves the money to the middle of the table. 5 minutes to go.
I just want to make it clear. So, like, this time next year, when the two of you are saying, "Oh, we saw this in him," his ability. I want people to know.
No, that's usually me having that conversation. Strother. Turnaround, missed it. Heyman the rebound.
These are learning minutes for Harris, Ballo, and Strother right now. Finding ways to score at this level within the flow of the game. That shot from Strother was a little out of context. And Coach Feud shaking his head over there on that one.
It's a 12-2 run. Cameron got all the way to the rim. And the foul. Cameron Shelton will shoot one.
Constant attack mode. I can see how Coach Burkhardt has a lot of hopes for Northern Arizona in Big Sky play. When you have a point guard who can score and get in the paint, you got a chance to win some ball games, especially in that league.
He was giving it to Harris, so they put Cook on him, thinking, you know, Cook, the more experienced defender. He puts Cook in the spin cycle. He has got a lot of ability on the offensive end. You see why he was a preseason all-conference selection.
So look, he's got 20 points, 9 rebounds against the #1 team in the country out of the Big Sky Conference. What a great night for Cameron Shelton.
Well, that's the question though. Who's the second scorer for Northern Arizona? Shelton at nearly 20 a game, and then you've got Luke at about 12, and then there's a steep drop off after that. They only have 2 double-digit scores. Third highest score is at less than 6 points a game.
Jay Green has 12 in this game, but 10 of them coming in the first half. Nemhard into the corner. 4 on the shot clock. Cook into the paint, needs help, turns it around, shot up and good at the horn. Cook was 7. (81-56). Shot from the corner for 3 is long from Nick Maines. Cook had it, poked away. Maines on the floor. And the tie-up gives it to Northern Arizona when we come back. 3:21 to play. Gonzaga Hoops is brought to you by Numerica Credit Union. This season, Numerica Credit Union is proud to celebrate every Gonzaga assist with a $100 donation up to $7,500 to Children's Miracle Network in support of local sick and injured children. Numerica Credit Union. Life moves. Live well. And another beautiful night in the city of Spokane, Washington, as we near the end of 2020. Would you just go away? 3:21 to play. 81-56 our score. Gonzaga Hoops play of the game brought to you by Multicare Health System. Whether you're at home or in the kennel, Multicare's team of doctors, nurses, and specialists partner with you all season long.
Read the passing lanes. Get yourself a steal, an easy bucket. Aaron Cook, nice addition as the grad transfer from Southern Illinois continues to get comfortable here in Spokane.
And we don't talk enough about that. I mean, Gonzaga goes out and gets a transfer just about every season now, sometimes more than one, but they haven't missed.
Well, here's the question. What happens next year? Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have to sit out next year if you transfer. Is that right?
That's what it's trending to be. I believe it's in the works. I don't know if it's passed yet, but yeah.
Well,
and then they granted all the transfers got the immediate waiver.
Yeah, this season doesn't count.
Well, to the transfer question, nobody's going to be better positioned than GU despite the depth they're going to have. They're going to lose quite a bit of talent. They're going to be able to replenish that not only with the recruiting class, but also with some transfers. But what a gift for guys like Harris and Ballo and Strother. They can treat this as effectively a redshirt year, really work on their game.
And Nemhard.
But they have the ability to play in actual games. I mean, Dan and I both redshirted as Ballo gets fouled inside. The hardest part about that year is you don't get to compete and you don't get to apply what it is you're working on the floor. So for these guys, I mean, it's just a real gift, and it should accelerate that learning process.
Umar Ballo at the free throw line. 7 of 11 coming into this game. That was halfway down. Strother with the offensive rebound, had a hook around one arm and scored with the other.
It's crafty right there.
And showing some strength.
That's an Alex Hernandez type move.
The A train.
Yes. No, Alex Hernandez.
Oh, Alex.
Both of them would have done a play like that.
I called Alex the A train.
Then you would have been wrong.
Big Al?
Anthony Reason was the A train, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, but It's still Alex Hernandez.
Yes.
Yes.
Big Al.
Big Al.
Dirty Al.
Yes, Dirty Al. Didn't want to go there, Dan.
On the GU program, that's what everybody calls him.
I mean, you don't think I called you the D train?
No.
2:35 to play.
Let's stop there with my name. Let's go ahead and stop.
Yeah.
It's a family show, Greg.
Baines with a drive, foul by Ballo. Free throws coming for Nick. Martinez Arlauskis on the floor for Gonzaga.
Probably number 5 here for Ballo.
Ballo's done. Richard on record tonight.
That's right.
Expectations growing, and look, when you earn the nickname of Baby Shaq, expectations are high when you arrive.
What is he, 17? I mean,
I believe he was 17 when he got here.
I thought he was 16. I mean, I'm thinking Joel.
Joel
Either
was
way,
16
he's a
when he got
baby.
here.
He's a baby. He's gonna figure it
It's
out.
a big baby.
Don't be coming at me and asking me for room on the island in 2 years.
Arlauskis.
Let's get Will Graves a shot here.
Will Graves
on cue.
3 had a chance. Harris the rebound, put back up and good.
Go, go, go.
I'm sure Kelly Graves was watching this game back in Eugene, continuing to prepare that Oregon women's team to have another incredible year.
How good are they?
They are great.
Tahina Pau,
great coach.
Niara Sabali.
They have like 7 All-Americans on that team, Greg.
At least.
Like
I mean, it's at least. We got 5 freshmen this year that were all McDonald's All-American. That team by March is going to be dangerous. Zakharov. Too hard off the glass. Will Graves the rebound. And here goes the 3. That one's a little long. Loose ball. Harris battling for it for Gonzaga. Will. Jump stop. And the block called inside.
You got to shoot that 3rd one. I know he missed the first 2, but he was open.
You think Dirty L's listening tonight, watching?
I'm sure he is.
Big L.
Big a Zag fan as there is.
The 8 train. Hi, Anthony. It's been confirmed.
18.
Ballo is 18. Just turned 18 in July. Cameron Shelton appears to be done for the game with 1:23 to play. He'll never forget this one. 21st birthday against number 1 on the road. 20 points, 9 rebounds. Congratulations to him. Will Graves at the line. (86-57). Ajan Aguak, number 2, with the ball, or had the ball in the corner over there. And I just received a text. He turned 18 in July, and somebody reminded me that that was 6 months ago. So he's now 18 and a half. He's almost 19.
Still a baby.
Yeah, still. Okay.
Right, whoever texted you? What's
our buddy Cliff Finley. Winton Brown, a freshman from Bellflower, California, at the line. You got to watch us. We never let facts get in the way of a good story here, do we?
Not with you.
Okay, good. I like to keep it interesting, Dan. Dominic Harris. Good looking player, isn't he?
Great use of that pick and roll there. Tight off the big screen. Good footwork, elevation.
He's another guy in that pick and roll. Doesn't get sped up, can make the right play, either get to that jump shot to the rim, or find the roll guy, or if you get help coming down, out to the three-point line for a shooter.
Dom Harris, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in 16 minutes. Good night for him. 88-58 the score, 48 seconds to go. And the upcoming schedule now for Northern Arizona. They're back in the deep corner here in the arena.
You see the upcoming schedule, they move right into Big Sky play. And I like what the Big Sky is doing this year, where they are playing 2 games back-to-back nights or every other day, skipping a day, to limit the travel in the league. I know they've already matched up with Eastern Washington once this year. Unfortunately, one of those games wasn't able to play. Might as well extend it. Play Eastern, you're right down the road, right?
I agree.
I mean, a lot of teams are going to be struggling to find games throughout the season, and you got to get a certain amount of games in to be eligible for the NCAA tournament.
I mean, when you look at Shante Leggins and his Eastern Washington Eagles, willing to go anywhere to get a game.
They played almost half the Pac-12. They are good. They lost Mason Peatling, Player of the Year last year, but they've got Jacob Davison, Kim Aiken Jr. They are good.
40 seconds to go. Here's Mahaney. Over at Harris, missed it. Zakharov had it. Ball hit the end line. Pavel took out a camera guy.
Pavel's just...
It's tough out there, Richard. Game's a little different than when you played. Look how physical this is.
3-point shot.
Bang!
Just slinging the ball off the backboard, knocking over camera guys.
Oh. Somehow Charles Burns kept that alive. Arlauskas and Zakharov met Brown in the air, and he traveled. 19 seconds to go.
So it'll be 42 games here at home. Consecutive games, rather, for GU.
Yeah, this will be our final score right here at 88-58.
Tough to beat here, even without the kennel.
Scoring average will drop a point.
As that efficiency.
Let's Dan, what's the efficiency?
What happens with that?
Ken Palm will update his analytics at midnight.
Yeah. Just so I'm on record, a lot like Richard's on record with Ballo. I want to be on record. I love Dan Dickau. I love Richard Fox, 2 of my favorite people. It's on record.
We love you too, buddy.
Good. 8-0, guys, and #1 in the country, and COVID, and what a mess things are on the outside of this building. But in Zagville, things are absolutely perfect, aren't they?
Look, everybody knew this team obviously was going to be one of the best teams in the country, but you just never know until you see a team on the floor how good they are. They have proven with who they've beat to start the year that there's no question that they are the #1 team in the country right now. I mean, I'm sure there's an argument out there for Baylor, and maybe at some point we'll see these teams play one another. But at the moment, nobody is playing as well as GU is.
And Dan, we're right back here tomorrow night against Dixie State.
Be a fun one.
Set it up for us.
First year as a Division I program, moving up from Division II. It's always fun to see the difference of players and programs, Division II to Division I's, and the type of players that they recruit. Obviously, they knew they were making that transition, but will they be a smaller squad that can really light it up and shoot it from the perimeter? We'll find out. And the question, will Jalen Suggs play tomorrow night?
Look, you have to think they're going to be very, very careful with him, given his future, but also what he means to this team. I mean, he really is their most dynamic perimeter player. If there's any doubt, I suspect we'll see him sit out tomorrow night's game as well, particularly considering the fact you start conference play just on the other side of New Year's.
4 players in double figures. Joel Ayayi leads them with 17. Timmy with 14. Nemhard with 10. And Dominic Harris with 12. Our final score, 88-58 for Dan Dickau, Richard Fox, our entire crew. Good night from the McCarthy Athletic Center.